at the very beginning, which is the best evidence of the fact. If we want to dismantle Hamas, the total war is not the answer, because it's just killing the credibility of Israel, and by the way, weakening and killing our own credibility if we don't make a move as the one we are organizing.
But you just pointed to something that Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu would say, well, this is why we need to continue until we get rid of every Hamas member. You're saying you can't kill that idea. You need to provide a different idea?
Exactly, but this is the whole perspective. And look at the situation, not just, by the way, in Gaza, but everywhere in the region. Hamas was clearly not backed by a lot of people before the 7th of October. If you took the polls in Gaza, but in all the countries of the region, they were very low in all the polls. Today, the level of support is much higher because they are making the mistake, in fact, to reduce all the perspective of the Palestinians to the Hamas. What we have to say is, we want the dismantling of Hamas. You had this success, there is no more top leaders. We want to isolate them. We want to bring everybody working with us to dismantle the Hamas. But recognizing this right to have a Palestinian state through a diplomatic channel, this is just giving another channel and offering a political way and isolating Hamas. So I think there is no future with the option which would be just let's kill the maximum number of Hamas people, because they just recruit others and others. Because each time they launch this type of operations, they kill so many civilians that they are just destroying their own reputation and credibility, and they are creating an unsustainable framework of security in the whole region.
But since October 7th, popular support in Israel for a Palestinian state has also declined. Prime Minister Netanyahu has been opposed for a very, very long time. And now he says that just look at those attacks that day. If you allow for any kind of Palestinian state, it will be a launch pad for terrorism. I mean, that is his argument, that this shows you can't allow for the safety and security of Israel if there are two states. Why is he wrong?
First, I want to say that the 7th of October was a total trauma for everybody in our country here, because we had so many French people being killed during the 7th of October terrorist attack launched by Hamas. And it was for us one of the biggest terrorist attacks against our own fellow citizens. But we did share, and we do share, the pain and the suffer of Israeli people and so many families. And for me, the top priority remains the release of hostages. And I met very regularly families of hostages. And I have to say that what they live is unbearable. And I had the opportunity to meet with Yatar Guy's mother and so many of them. And what they describe is absolutely unbearable. But I consider that if we want precisely to build a sustainable peace for Israel itself and for Israeli people, a political process and the recognition of a Palestinian state, if this state recognizes the right of Israel to live and defend itself, is demilitarized, has security forces with a vetting process by Israel, with obviously a proper governance and reform governance, and is precisely, we have a series of reform which are part of the process.
But that's it, right? You're talking about recognizing the Palestinian Authority, which has some governance over the West Bank, already was working with Israeli security forces.